Welcome to Python Programming Language video tutorials by Shine India Pvt Limited. I am your Posubabu Sir, Technical Quant Logical Reasoning Trainer. In this presentation, I would like to discuss special operators in Python. In my previous presentation, I have covered various operators, that is arithmetic, relational, logical, bitwise, and assignment operators. Now, I would like to explain a special operators in Python. Now, without further delay, let's start our class. The special operators, which are very important. So in interviews as well, you may get one question, that is, can you explain some operators which are not available in other programming languages, but available in Python? So in this case, you have to explain the special operators. So we have two special operators here. So one is membership and second one is identity operators. So these two are the special operators. Now, membership operators further classified into two types, that is in and not in. In the same way, identity operators also classified into two types, that is and is not. I hope everybody is clear with this explanation part. Now, let's discuss how membership operators are working. Membership operators checks what? The availability of a value. Membership operators checks what? Availability of what value? Where? In specified sequence. So here the specified sequence means it might be list, string, tuple, set, or dictionary. Now let me take a value. So a value, I'm going to take an example as talent shine. Now let us take b value as talent. Now let's go back and discuss various operators we have from the membership. The first one is in and second one is not in. How in operator is working? It returns what? True if the specified value is the member of the sequence. And whereas not in operator returns true if the specified value is not the member of the sequence. Let me make you to understand with an example. So since I have taken A, B objects here, so for A, I have assigned value called talent shine. It is a string. And for B also, I have assigned one string, that is talent. Now, if I have written here A in B, now in is what operator? It's a membership operator. So this in operator applied on or act on two operands. Hence it is called a binary operator. Now here A and B are called as operands. A and B are called as what? Operands. I hope everybody is clear. Now this in operator returns what? It returns either true or false. So means you are getting one of the Boolean value. Now in operator returns true if the value is a member of the sequence. Right now here I'm going to take B. Let me write it here B and in A. Now for B I have assigned a value called talent. Now let us verify B is what? Talent. So is there talent in A? Yes. So when the value assigned for B, which is there in A, it returns what? True. So I hope everybody is clear. Now, if I have written B not in A, since The value assigned for B, which is there in A, so it returns what? False. Now let me execute the same thing in my IDE. Let us take A is equal to talent shine, and I'm going to take B value as talent. Now let us write B in A. Now verify it. It returns true because value assigned for B, which is there in A. So it checks what? The availability or existence. Right? Now let me write the print statement here. So print of B in A. So you may see it on your screen. Now let me write one more statement here. Print of B not in A. So in this case, it returns what? False. So I hope everybody is clear. Now let me take, so C. So C is equal to, I am taking here she. Now verify it. So C in A. So is there value assigned for C, which is there in A? Now, since it is not there, she is not there here, it returns what? False. So let me write print, print statement. Now, let me take one more example. D is equal to, I'm going to take one list here. So for the list, I'm going to assign so various values. Now, let me write here 8 in D. Is there 8 is the element which is there in D? So since it is not there, so it returns what? False. I hope everybody is clear. So if I have written here 8 not in D, in this case, it is going to return true. So I hope everybody is clear with membership operators. So membership operators, the role is it checks what? An availability or existence of a value in a specified sequence. Now let's move to identity operators. So what is the role of identity operators? So let me write it here. Identity operator compares the IDs of an object. So I hope everybody is clear. So here, as we know that every object has some memory location. So this memory location should be unique and constant. Right? Now, let me explain you with a small example. Suppose if I have taken A is equal to 8 and B is equal to 9. So here A is an object and B is an object. Object pointed by A is 8. Object pointed by B is 9. So it is going to assign some memory location, right? So how do you identify the memory location or address for this particular object? As we discussed in my previous tutorials, ID function. So this will really helps you to identify the address of object. So as we are familiar with the syntax of ID function, so we have to write ID and then we have to pass here the object name. So hence you are getting the address or ID of A. So means an object. In the same way, let us find ID of B. So you are getting what? The address. Now let me execute the same thing in my IDE so that you could understand. So let me erase it. So let me write here A is equal to 8 and B is equal to 9. So let us find the ID of A. In the same way, let us identify ID of B. Now you could see here you have different IDs. The reason behind that is object pointed by A is 8. Object pointed by B is 9. So we have a different values here. When we have a different values, so you are getting here different IDs. So different addresses. So I hope everybody is clear. Now let me take C is equal to 8. So the same object pointed by C is also 8. Here A is also 8. Now let me identify the address or ID of C. Now you will be getting same address because value remains the same. So that is the reason Python saves a lot of memory. So I hope everybody is clear with this point. Right? Now let's go back and discuss various operators which are available in identity. So under identity, we have two operators as discussed. So the first one is, and second one is not. Now, what is operator is going to do? So let me write it here. So is operator, the role is it returns true when both the operands have same ID. So as we discussed already, identity operator compares the IDs of the objects. So when both the operands have same ID, it returns true. Otherwise, it is going to return false. In the same way, is not operator. It returns true when both the operands does not have same ID. So I hope everybody is clear with is and is not. Right? Let me give a small example so to make it clear. Now, A equal to I am going to take here 8 and B also I'm going to take 8. Now, in this example, we have same IDs as we have discussed already. So as I have shown in my IDE also. Right now, in this case, if I'm going to apply is operator on these two operands, A is B, which means here is operator compares what IDs, not values. So this operator does not compare the values. It compares the IDs. So try to remember. So if I have written A equal to B, here it compares the values. Here it compares the IDs. I hope everybody clear with the difference between is and equal to operator, relational operator. But here we are comparing the values. Here we are comparing the IDs. So if both the operands have same IDs, it is going to return true. Else case, it is going to return false. I hope everybody is clear, right? Now let us go back to the IDE and let us write here one statement. So print of A is B, right? So let me take, so B value also 8 here. Now let me execute it. So I'm going to erase these two to avoid confusion. So now let's see. So ID of A is this one, even ID of B also same. So when both the operands have same IDs, so we are getting the output as true. So I hope everybody is clear. Now let me take one more example. So A is equal to, I'm going to give here, so 43. And so let me change the object name here. So X is equal to, I'm taking 43. So object pointed by X is 43 here. The same way, Y is equal to 45. So object pointed by Y is 45. Now, let me write here print of A is B. Sorry, X is Y. Now, in this case, it returns what? False. Why it returns false? We have different IDs for X and Y. If you want to see these IDs, let me write one more here. Print ID of X. I'm writing here itself ID of Y. Now, you could see, so ID of X is this one, ID of Y is this one. So both are different. When both are different IDs, so you are getting false. Now, if I have written here is not, so we are telling that both IDs are not same. So since it is true, so in this case, I will be getting output as true. So I hope everybody is clear with this explanation part. Now, let me give one more final example to make it clear. So I'm going to erase these examples. Now, let us take A is equal to 1 list. So 2, 4, 5. And B is equal to 1 same list, 2, 4, 5. Now, let us apply A is B. So it is what an interesting point, students. So if you observe here, we may think that ID of A remains same as ID of B, right? Now, let me write here print statement in front. So we are expecting to return it as true, but it returns false. But if you are writing here print A equal to B, so in this case it returns true because here values has been comparing. So we are comparing the values. So when we are writing A equal to B. Whereas here we are comparing IDs. Now let's see the ID of A. So print ID of A, and I'm writing same line ID of B as well. Now you could see you have a different IDs. Why we got different IDs? So we have similar values or similar list. So A is for A we have assigned a list, the same list assigned to B as well. But why we have assigned at a different memory location, right? So the reason behind that here, so lists are mutable. Lists are mutable. So we can change the elements which are there in the list. So which means here you may change two value, two. You may change four. You may change five, right? Since lists are mutable, so we will be having different IDs here, right? So I hope everybody is clear with this point, right? So far we have discussed two special operators. One is membership operators and second one is identity operators. I hope everybody clears with this concept. If you understood my video, please like, share and subscribe. Thank you.